Morning. Court is going to take up two related cases. The first is cause number C200125CPS. That's in the interest of Nevaeh Martinez, a child. The second case is cause number C200155CPS. It's in the interest of Gloria Ramirez, a child. Both cases are set for a bench trial today, and the trials are being conducted pursuant to emergency orders of the Texas Supreme Court via Zoom video conference. Participating in the trials today on behalf of the department are caseworker Stormy Mims, Supervisor Shauna Smith, and Regional Attorney Samantha Jordan. The mother of the child, Gloria Ramirez, is Peggy Ramirez. She is named as a respondent in cause number C200155CPS, and also as a respondent maternal grandparent in cause number C200125CPS. Gonzalo Rios is her attorney ad litem, and Mr. Rios is participating in the hearing today. I'll confirm in a moment whether Ms. Peggy Ramirez is participating. The father of the child, Gloria Ramirez, is Marcelino Ramirez Jr. He, as far as I can determine, is not participating in the hearing today. The court has appointed Andrew Graves as his attorney ad litem, and Mr. Graves is participating in the hearing today. Both Mr. Ramirez and Mr. Ramirez have been personally served with citation notices of suit in both cases, as reflected in the court files. The mother of the child, Nevaeh Martinez, is Gloria Ramirez, who has been personally served with citation notices of suit, and I believe Gloria is participating in the hearing today, but I'll need to confirm that in just a moment. Her attorney ad litem is Stephanie Goodman, and Ms. Goodman represents her as attorney ad litem and as her guardian ad litem in the case C200155CPS. And Ms. Goodman also represents her as an attorney ad litem in C200125CPS. If I didn't know earlier, Ms. Goodman is present. The father of the child, Nevaeh Martinez, is Aaron Martinez, who has been personally served with citation notice of suit. Is my understanding he is incarcerated at this time, and the department is trying to make arrangements to see if he can participate in the hearing, and I'll confirm in a moment whether he is on our conference. Todd Simons is appointed as his attorney ad litem, and Mr. Simons is participating in the trial today. The also named in the department's pleadings as a respondent parent of Mr. Aaron Martinez, since he is a minor, is Victoria Lambrana. She is the paternal grandmother of the child, Nevaeh Martinez. She was personally served with citation notice of suit on August 31st, 2020. She is not present. Ray Lifesti is present as the attorney ad litem for Nevaeh Martinez. Leah Bell and James Valencano are present, I believe, as the CASA guardian ad litem representatives for the children in each case. The child, Nevaeh Martinez, is excused from participating in the hearing, and as I noted earlier, Gloria Ramirez is participating in the hearing. I also show on my screen at this point a gentleman, Alex Jones. Mr. Jones, could you advise the court your connection with the case, please?
Yes, I'm Gloria's case manager.
Okay, and what is your name?
Alexandra Jones.
Alexandra, okay.
Thank you.
All right, let me make sure I've got everybody else that's on my screen at this point. As I indicated, Mr. Martinez, I believe, is incarcerated, and my court administrator has been working with the Montgomery County Jail to see if we can arrange for him to be present at today's proceedings. As I noted, we're set for a trial. Just a second, I believe that may be him joining us now. I'll stand by for just a second. All right, the record reflect that Aaron Martinez, who is the father of the child, Nevaeh Martinez, is also participating in the hearing today. All right, as I noted earlier, we're set for trial in each of the cases relating to the two children involved in the case. I'll start with Ms. Jordan. Ms. Jordan, is the department ready to proceed with trial in the two cases today?
Judge, we are ready to proceed in the case where Haloria is the child, and where in the case, in Nevaeh's case, we are asking for a continuance and an extension in that case. I have an agreement with CASA and the attorneys in the case, but I've not been able to reach the grandparent respondents to get their position on a continuance and extension.
All right, well, let me take up the case relating to Nevaeh first, since my understanding is the department is requesting a continuance and an extension of the dismissal date in that case. Is that right, Ms. Jordan?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct.
Okay, and so that'll implicate the rights of Haloria Ramirez as the mother of the child. And Ms. Goodman, do you have a position on behalf of Haloria as to that request for a continuance and extension as it relates to Nevaeh?
Judge, we are in agreement with the continuance and extension on Nevaeh. I guess I'm confused because Ms. Jordan and I emailed earlier, and I thought that she was asking for a continuance, I guess essentially on both cases. So I told her I was in agreement. But to answer your direct question, yes, I'm in agreement with, if we're just addressing Nevaeh right now, I'm in agreement with that on behalf of my client.
Okay. And Ms. Jordan, just so if I misspoke, I just want to be clear, but on the case relating to the Haloria, the department was indicating they were ready to proceed as to trial in that case.
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Okay. And we'll come back to that one in just a moment. All right. Thank you. Mr. Rios, your client, Peggy Ramirez, was named as a respondent in the case relating to Nevaeh Martinez, based on the fact that Haloria is under the age of 18. Do you have any position on behalf of Ms. Ramirez as to the request for continuing and extension at this time?
We do not oppose it, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Graves, you are appointed on behalf of Mr. Ramirez in his connection as the maternal grandfather of the child Nevaeh Martinez and the father of Haloria. I know from your prior communications to the court, you had indicated you'd had some difficulty conferring with Mr. Ramirez. Do you know what his position is regarding the request for continuance?
Your Honor, I do not. We have not had contact with Mr. Ramirez despite our efforts for several months now. I can't state a position necessarily regarding. Now, are you asking regarding just Nevaeh's case at this time?
Just, I'm trying to keep them separated because I know it's kind of confusing, and mainly to keep me from getting confused. I'm trying to just deal with Nevaeh at this point, but okay. My understanding is at this point, as far as any request for continuance of the trial or extension due to your lack of communications, not because of your lack of effort, just you haven't been able to confer with him, that you don't have a position one way or the other on that. motion?
As to the request for continuance on Nevaeh's case, I do not have a position.
Thank you. All right, let's see, Mr. Simons, you represent Mr. Martinez. Do you have any position on the request for continuance at this point in the extension?
We're not opposed, Judge. We're in agreement.
Okay, thank you. And the court would note for the record that Ms. Lambrana, after being personally served as a respondent, because Mr. Martinez is a minor, has not entered any appearance in this case. No attorney purporting to represent her has entered appearance in the case on her behalf, and she is not present at the trial. Mr. Lafesti, do you have a position on the request for a continuance and extension as it relates to the action relating to Nevaeh Martinez?
Your Honor, I am not opposed to that.
Thank you. And Mr. Valencano and Ms. Bell, do you have a position on the request for extension and continuance in the case relating to Nevaeh?
We're in agreement.
All right, and I'll come back to that one in just a second. All right, as I indicated earlier, the other case that's set for trial is the case relating to Gloria Ramirez as a child. That's cause number C200155CPS. And as I understood it, the department was ready to proceed to trial in that case. All right, Mr. Rios, you represent Ms. Peggy Ramirez, the mother of the child in that case. Are you ready to proceed?
Pending me getting my client on the Zoom, Judge. I talked to her a minute ago. I don't know whether she's on or not yet.
And let me look in my waiting room just to make sure she's not there.
Please leave your message.
I don't see her in my waiting room at this point. If I see her come in, I will let her in. But you're ready, assuming she.
Yes, sir. Assuming she can get on. I know I talked to her 2 days ago, and I just talked to her a little while ago, and she was having a hard time getting on. So I don't know what the issue is.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, this may, so you don't have to circle back with everyone regarding this, due to, if I may make a statement, because I'll be making a motion based upon Mr. Ramirez's lack of contact with me, and it may assist the court a little for me to make that motion now.
Okay, well, I'm coming to you next, so fire away.
Okay, sorry about that. I just didn't want you to have to go back, pardon me, to everybody again. As I've stated to the court, we've not had contact with Mr. Ramirez, despite our efforts to find him, to reach him. We've called the parole office. Excuse me. To our knowledge, he has a blue warrant for parole at this time. We have not, I don't know if any of the other parties or if Aloria has any idea where he may be. However, at this time, we have not had contact with Mr. Ramirez, despite our efforts, and we will be asking for, whether the court grants it or not, we are requesting a continuance on that matter.
All right, thank you. All right, and I'll come back to that as well. All right, thank you. All right, Ms. Goodman, in your capacity as attorney and guardian ad litem for the mother in the case where she is the child, are you ready to proceed with trial today? And do you have any position on the continuance request?
Judge, I am in agreement with a continuance on that case. But if we need to be ready for trial, I can be ready.
All right, thank you. And I believe that leaves me back with CASA again. Does CASA have a position on a continuance request as it relates to the child, Gloria Ramirez? Ms. Bell or Mr. Valencano, do you have a position on that?
But we're ready to proceed if everyone else is, Judge.
All right, thank you. Well, I think some of that will depend on how we proceed with Mr. Rios's client, Ms. Ramirez. So I believe he's working on trying to get in contact with her. So I'm gonna wait for a couple minutes, see what we can do about that, and then I'll make a decision about whether we proceed or not.
I'm still trying to get a hold of her. I don't know what happened. I talked to her earlier and 2 days ago, so I don't know if she's out of pocket or what. I know her call dropped when I was talking to her. So I don't know if she's in a remote area or what's going on.
My mom's at work.
Okay.
Well, I'm not seeing her in the waiting room at this point. Miss Jordan, does the department have a position on the request for continuance?
Judge, we're not opposed. We're not in agreement either. If it makes a difference, we're not asking for termination in that case, but we're not opposed to a continuance either. I think our dismissal date is a couple months out, so.
Well, I will take judicial notice of the court file and cause number C200115CPS, and note that Mr. Ramirez, based on the court records, attended the initial adversary hearing and the status hearing, and he's not attended any other hearings since then. So I'm not necessarily inclined to grant a continuance as it relates to him. On the other hand, Mrs. Ramirez, it appears, has attended all the hearings in that case, with the exception of the 2 times where the court had to reset for its own reasons. And so I guess I'm a little bit disinclined, particularly where we're dealing with a minor child who is in fact a mother of her own, proceeding to trial in the absence of Mr. Ramirez. I believe well, first, as to Nevaeh, since there's no opposition to the motion to extend, and after taking the judicial notice of the court's file, the court is going to find extraordinary circumstances that exist that it necessitate the department remaining as temporary managing conservator of the child, Nevaeh Martinez, and it would be in the best interest of the child for the department to remain as temporary managing conservator of the child, and the court should extend the dismissal date in that case and retain jurisdiction of the suit and continue the department as temporary managing conservator. And so I'm going to vacate the trial in that case and extend out the dismissal date in that case and set some additional hearings and a new trial date. As it relates to Hilaria Ramirez, I think it would be probably serve the interest of justice and be in the best interest of the child for the court to also extend that case, just so we can kind of stay on the same track. And so the court is also going to find in that case extraordinary circumstances exist that necessitate the department remaining as temporary managing conservator of Hilaria Ramirez, and that it would be in the best interest of Hilaria for the department to remain as temporary managing conservator of her as well, and for the court to vacate the trial and extend the dismissal date. So I'm going to do that in that case as well. Under the current Texas Supreme Court emergency order, my understanding is I'm supposed to extend the dismissal date in this type of case where it's not previously been extended as of May 26, 2021. And under the Supreme Court order, that would make the new dismissal date April 1st, 2022. I'll set a new trial date in each case and a new permanency hearing in each case prior to that date, so that we can check on the status of the case. There may be reasons why we need to proceed forward with a trial sooner rather than later as to one or the other of the cases. And if so, if the parties wish to, after you get the setting wish to file any kind of motion to change the trial date for either one of the cases, the court will certainly consider that. I'm not saying we'll do it or not, but that may occur as well. All right, I'll start with Ms. Jordan. Anything else we need to address for today, Ms. Jordan?
Judge, just to clarify, so I have everything written down right. April 1st is the dismissal date in both cases, the new one.
Right, as I understand it in the Supreme Court's order, that's the new dismissal date guideline for any case that's not been previously extended. So I'm going to go ahead and extend it out to full time period, even though I don't anticipate we'll move the trial back that late. But I'm just making sure we have plenty of time if needed.
Okay, thank you, Judge. That's all I had.
All right, thank you. Mr. Lopez, anything else from you?
No, Your Honor, nothing else.
Okay, Ms. Goodman, anything else we need to address on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Graves, anything else we need?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Simons?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Valencano, Ms. Bell, anything else y'all need to address today?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Rios, anything
No,
else?
Your Honor.
All right, well, thank y'all again. Sorry for the delay, but I think that's the way we probably should proceed. So those will be the orders of the court. Thank you. We'll be adjourned.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.